Yo, hey there, folks. It's Kevin, Big K Horror, and I'm about to do a movie review of one of my favorite slasher films. Now, I recently just did this review. However, I had to re-record it, like as in right now, because it got in trouble from YouTube about some copyright stuff. So those are a lot of the new videos are gone. I'm gonna try to redo them. This is the first one I'm redoing, which is of course for Prom Night. Yeah, Prom Night. This movie rocks. I'm gonna tell you right now why. Okay, so this movie gets disbranded a lot for being crap or cheap or just corny. Maybe it's a little bit dated. The music is dated, disco, and some of the hairstyles and whatnot. But I mean, what is not dated? That's from the 70s, 60s, and 80s, anyway, or 90s. Anyhow. This movie to me still holds up well because you see, to me, whereas some people want to call this a cheap Halloween knockoff, which to me it's not whatsoever. It's more of a Hitchcockian like slasher film. If Hitchcock were to do a slasher film, I think it'd be more like this. I'm not trying to say this Paul Lynch is a master class like Hitchcock, but you could definitely tell that there was a Hitchcock vibe in this with the whole mystery of everything. Again, this movie Prom Night is the one that actually brought up the whole, really revved up the whole red herring idea that's in the slasher paradigm of films. That we see time and time again. And, as we know in Scream, Randy did quote Prom Night in the film by saying, if they all watch Prom Night, the police would save a lot of time. That's very true. Prom Night did set up the bar for a lot of other films. Now, I'm not talking about the caliber of Friday the 13th and Halloween. Halloween had its imitators, and so did Friday the 13th. But this also was its own thing, in my opinion. That's just me. But it's one of my favorite Jamie Lee Curtis slasher films. It's kind of hard to gauge which ones I like the most because you of course have Halloween 1 and 2, but then you also have The Fog, and you also have Terror Train, Road Games, blah blah blah. Well, this one I think is one of my favorites out of all of them, except leaving Halloween 1 2 out of it. Maybe The Fog, I don't know, but this one is a damn good one too. I think I may like it better than Terror Train. Anyway, it begins like all mysteries kind of begin, or horror films. There is an accident, something that predates all the shit that's going to happen in the present, but there's something that sets it off years prior. And it is about three siblings two are twins, and one is the older sister who's played by Jamie Lee Curtis, her younger version, and they see the ruins of one of the old local schools where a bunch of the kids they know in school are playing a hide-and-seek game called Catch the Killer is Coming. And they chant that throughout the whole hide-and-seek game. The killer is coming. The killer is coming. It's kind of creepy, especially when the one twin sister goes inside the school to kind of play while the others walk home, and she gets herself into a conundrum and falls from the second-story window and falls to her death. Okay. End scene. Cuts to the present. It's 6 years later. It happens to be the day of the prom, and Jamie Lee Curtis, her little brother, and the mom and dad, played by Leslie Nielsen, who's also the principal of Hamilton High School, pretty much are mourning they go to the grave of the dead sister from 6 years prior, the morning of, and then go to school. And we are introduced to these characters like Jude, Kelly, Wendy, Lou. All these characters. The creepy janitor dude. And this movie really set all that up for a lot of the future. From all the films that came out after 1980, a lot of them copied off the school campus slasher flick. Anyhow, so throughout the whole day, all the main characters, and all those main characters I named out, except for Lou, but like Wendy, Kelly, Jude, all of them were a part of the little kids that accidentally killed that girl in that game from 6 years prior. So anyway, needless to say, someone's got an axe to grind and a grudge to bear, and who could it be? Is it Jamie Lee Curtis? Is she getting revenge on her sister's untimely demise, or is it the mother who's been heartbroken and never shaken off the death of her young daughter? Is it the father who wants to get revenge for dealing with a bunch of fucking stupid ass kids at school? Is it the creepy ass janitor? Has the killer who killed her come back to We already know who the killer is, but I'm not going to say in this review. But actually, no, I'm not. Anyway, but no. So throughout the whole day, the school day itself, the kids, there's school fights, school shenanigans, that kind of thing. But then throughout, at the end of the day, all the people that were responsible for that little Robin's death at the beginning are getting like opening the lockers and getting like pictures of the locker, the pictures of their yearbook picture and like a shard of glass through the neck of it. And, they think nothing of it, until the night of the prom night. They all show up, they're all partying, and they all begin to die. And so pretty much, the killer is wearing like a baklava kind of mat, like a black ski mask with the holes cut out for the eyes. He's wearing just like a turtleneck black shirt and then pants, and can run like hell, and knows how to swing an axe. So. And there are red herrings throughout the whole thing, and there's like little pieces here of who the killer really is, and you can catch on to like that, but I'm not going to mention any of the little red herrings throughout the whole movie. But pretty much, this movie sets up as a good mystery, and also a slasher film, and it's violent. I love the way when the killer does actually come back to kill, he uses a big, disgusting knife shard or an axe, and, when he kills, you hear him go like, now, or something like that. It's really fucking creepy. The phone calls are creepy. The music is great. So I like, and speaking of music, not just the score, but the actual disco music by that Paul Jaja made for this film, directly just for this film, or actually, I actually kind of like the songs. And I'm not a disco fan. I don't like disco. I'm a metalhead. I'm a rock and roller, but I do like it's probably biased because it's from Prom Night. Now I've always loved this movie since I was like a little kid, like 4th grade. Anyway, so I've always loved the killer. As you see the posters behind me, I've always loved the killer because the killer knows how to swing an axe, and the killer can. And during Wendy's chase scene, the bitch Wendy of the school, like, by the way, that's the best chase scene to a slasher film ever. All right, that chase scene involving that, props to them for doing that. It was fucking awesome. But no, the killer really shows how intensely scary he is. When he's hauling after your ass with an axe and knows how to swing it, and faster than you can move, he's already on you. Running up the stairs after you, down the hallway, swinging it right, missing your face in inches by inches. Like, good stuff. And so there's a body count in this movie. There's some gore. It's not a really gory film, but some of the scenes were involving like shards of glass, mirror glass going across necks and stuff are just like, I can't, it hurts to watch, but I'll watch it anyway. Anyway, so, and then it comes to a head where, of course, the killer is unmasked. We know who our killer is and why. And it's not, I didn't see who the killer was originally coming when I was a kid. Now, maybe nowadays, of being like a slasher movie film fanatic, I would probably be able to pick up on it. But then I didn't pick up on it, and I always love that mystery to it. Because it could have been either or. It could have been a man. It could have been a woman. Who knows? But it's good nonetheless. And I think this movie deserves way more credit than it actually gets. All right. So as far as catapulting the school slasher thing. Now I'm not talking about Black Christmas because that took place at a sorority house, which is on campus. But this really was a high school campus slasher film, the quintessential one, in my opinion. All right. So with that said, this is the VHS I got from Anchor Bay a long time ago, probably back in '97. And it has like a flip cover right here. And I have the DVD right here, which I don't really like. It's like a pan and scan VHS version cover. But this isn't. This is actually widescreen. It just has kind of an echo in the first half of the movie, but you get I forget about it. But this is widescreen and cleaned up, and it's very nice for a VHS. All right, and then the last bit of thing I want to show is something I bought off eBay years ago, like around 99, 2000, and it is a APCO Embassy advertising manual for Prom Night. See this? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna just. It gives out like ideas for the theater owners to throw like disco parties or theme parties for the lobby of the theater when this movie opened. And as you can see, it has like bios of the actors and talks about the story and stuff, and it talks about the movie. It's really cool. And anyway, so and it has like different prom night like variations of the ads for the newspaper. Alright, so that's that. That's my review of Prom Night. It's a favorite. I will always love the slasher film. I will go to my grave defending it. So if you love it, hate it, comment, I don't know, but I'm a fan, and I always will be. And then here soon I'll probably be doing the sequels. I'm a fan of those as well. Yes, all of them except for part 3, but we'll get into that in another video. Alright, so I'm heading out, and I hope you enjoyed the review of Prom Night. Peace out, y'all.